Hey guys, AuspiciousSausie here, and welcome back to another Everton series episode for Football Manager 2015. This is episode 25, and it is a FA Cup final plus an end of season review. But of course, first of all, I would like to get into the FA Cup final. We are versing Arsenal, who are actually my favourite team in real life, so it's going to be interesting to say the least. There's a little bit more to this rivalry that I'll get into in the end of season review, but we'll get straight into the match preview and into the team selection. So it's been sold out at Wembley, which is pretty obvious. I would think that this would happen in real life if both of these teams made it. Pretty much, I think all FA Cup finals are usually sold out. Correct me if I'm wrong, of course. Um, but yeah, they drew their last match against Chelsea 2-all. So they've conceded a few goals, and let's see how we do. A little bit of a spoiler there if you saw it about our recent form. But anyway, we'll get into the lineup today. We do have a few players out, disappointingly. There are a couple of players that have gone over to the Copa America, or the Copa America, however you want to say it. I'm not sure what the correct pronunciation is. But we've got Rulli in goals, Coleman at right back, Ramignoli and Stones as our two centre-halves today. We've got Baines at left back because Oviedo is out with the Copa America. I'm not sure if it's the Copa America. Yeah, I think it is. I don't think it's the Gold Cup. We got Rabiot and McCarthy as our two central midfielders. We got Barkley sitting in front as our attacking midfielder. We got Sleeth on the right wing. Delofu comes in for Joel Campbell on the left wing, who's also out with the national team, the Costa Rican national team. Total mind blank there. And then we have Lukaku up front because it must be the Gold Cup, because Ramirez is out as well. So yeah, must be the Gold Cup. And yeah, so we have no backup striker today. I could have brought a player up, but I decided not to. I think we'll keep things how they are. I don't think we need another backup striker because we have a few players that can play there, that aren't natural but can do a job there, I believe. And there was actually a game that I'll get into in the review where we actually lost. Lukaku had made all three subs, and we actually managed to turn a game around and win 3-2 from 2 goals down. So, it's amazing what you can do sometimes in this game, especially with 10 men. Let's get into the game now. The bench, of course, is Howard, Matip, Riti, Mellum, Niagolov, and Liam Walsh. So let's do this, boys. Let's go for the FA Cup. Try and bring that trophy back to Merseyside. Back to Liverpool. For Everton. And as you can see, Lukaku scored 30 in 30 games so far this season. Let's hope he can get a few more. Their starting lineup will be Munir as a striker, Oxlade-Chamberlain on the left, Walcott on the right, Ozil, Ramsey as their two central midfielders, with Jorginho slotting in just behind in front of the back four. They've got Asamoah at left back, Shani and Vallejo as their centre halves, with Callum Chambers at right back, and they have Szczesny in goal. Pretty strong starting lineup. I'm just going to tell the boys to pick up where they left off last game. It's been working fairly well for me, so hopefully that can continue in this game. And they've got a corner straight away. It was nearly a goal, and that's cleared away. Jones will clear that even further. Asamoah now to Chambers. Nearly won the ball there. Walcott, always dangerous. Munir. Asamoah. Oh, brilliant tackle there. I think that was Coleman. That was a brilliant tackle. Really needed that. And then that's cleared behind by Rabiot. Walcott again. And that's cleared by Ramignoli. Only as far as Chambers. Back to Walcott, who puts it right over. And that's another good tackle there by Baines, who comes in for the missing Oviedo. So Baines has been pretty disappointing this season. He's getting on in the in the old years department, but hopefully he can do a job. He is still the captain of the team, so looking for a big performance. Hopefully he can use his many years of experience. Rabiot, Barkley, Sleeth has been so dangerous this season. He actually won the I know I'm giving a lot of stuff away for the end of the season review, but he won the Young Players or the Players Young Player of the Season award, which is really good. And that was in the Premier League. I'll show you his statistics in the review after this game. Mooney, and that is a brilliant shot. 1-0 to the Arsenal. And we're only 10 minutes in, so that's not a great start at all. I'm a little bit worried. We've got a free kick here. Baines. And that's a nice save there by Chesney. Baines with the corner. Puts it in. Back out to Baines. And he'll let it run out. Don't really know why he did that for. That was a bit of a stupid thing to do. Sleeth now. What can he create? He is our danger man. Delofu hasn't played much this season, and his shot gets blocked. And it's cleared. Some decent signs here. We've had a little bit of possession, and just as I say that, Arsenal get on the ball. Munir is a very good player. Chamberlain, again, another very good player. Ozil, and he scores. 2-0. And the... I'm getting worried. Really, really worried. 2-0, 2-0 down going into half-time. Yeah. Oh, God. What are we going to do, eh? Baines on a 6.3. Lovely. Lovely to see. Can we get one back through this corner? Come on, boys. No, it's cleared away. Lukaku will get on it, though. Plays it back out to Baines on this left-hand side. Delofu. Lukaku gets in. 2-1. We got one back right on half-time. Alright. That's a lifeline right there. That is a lifeline right there. That was massive. Really needed that. I'm going to say, show me something else in the second half, and we'll see how that goes. I'm still worried, but I know we are the team that can turn this result around. I do believe, don't get me wrong. And Jorginho has picked up a yellow there. 60 minutes in. Time is ticking away though. Gonna make a sub now. Who to bring on though? Sleeth is on a 6.6. It's a bit unlike him. Alright, we're gonna bring Matip on for Stones. I'm gonna have to keep Baines out there. And we'll bring Liam Walsh on for McCarthy, who's been poor as well. And Theo Walcott's picked up an injury, so that's a little bit of a decent sign, I suppose. I was very worried about him. His pace. We've got 13 minutes to go. 10 minutes now. Come on, boys. At least give us one more opportunity, please. Stoppage time. Oh my god, 20 seconds. Not one highlight in the last, 45 minutes. I don't even think there was a highlight for this half. That is horrible. And we're going to lose the FA Cup final. There we go. 2-1 to Arsenal. Okay, well that obviously sucks, but there is a shining light at the end of the tunnel. Oh, come on. Of course we dominate them and lose the game. Ah, that sucks. Anyway, let's start the end of season review, shall we? As you can see, we finished in 4th position. So Arsenal have finished in 5th, 2 points behind us. We have qualified for the Champions League finally. We've done it. Obviously Arsenal have, picked up a bit of vengeance there by getting the FA Cup final, or winning the FA Cup final, I should say. And, gaining that trophy to their cabinet. But I'm a little bit more happy with the Champions League than I would be finishing 5th with an FA Cup. So the Champions League has been a goal of mine for a very long time, pretty much since I started the series, and I think this is what, our 5th season? 5th or 6th? I don't know. I haven't been counting. This is only my 2nd episode that I've done in about a month, so yeah, we've qualified. We'll show you the fixtures, or I'll show you the fixtures now, leading up to this point, of course, and obviously it's going to do that little thing where it changes back every time when I go through the results. Of course, the previous game you guys saw was the live com against Manchester United in the FA Cup semi-final. The next game was a 3-2 victory over Sunderland away from home. They were fighting a relegation battle, and as you can see, Connor Wickham put them 2-0 ahead within 3 minutes. Very, very poor start by us. I put Niagolov in the starting lineup to give Ross Barkley a bit of a rest. From the previous game, he played very well against United. So Niagolov came in, scored a goal, got injured for a couple of weeks in the 64th minute, but yeah, got himself a goal. Delofu, again, another player I brought in to give Campbell a rest. He also got on the score sheet. 2 very good strategic, tactical moves by me. And John Stones also got a penalty to give us the 3-2 victory there. Alright, the next game was up against Liverpool, our arch rivals. It was the Merseyside Derby, and this was a game I mentioned before. Okay, as you can see, we were 2-0 down. Sean Sleeth with a brace. But that was only after Romelu Lukaku picked up an injury in the 71st minute. And I apologise for my dog barking just then. In the 71st minute, and yeah, we had already made our 3 subs, Oviedo, Ramioli, and Rabiot there. So we had to play with 10 men, decided to keep the same formation, not moving anyone into the striker position, and we managed to score 3 goals within about 6 minutes. So yeah, Sleeth, 75th minute, Lucas Leiva own goal, but I think that was a Ross Barkley shot, something like that. It came off a corner, so within 2 minutes we scored 2 goals, and then 5 minutes later, Sean Sleeth got his brace and gave us all 3 points, and a pretty important win over our rivals there. The next game was against Chelsea, who at the time were currently in first position, I believe. They didn't actually win the league, if you saw by the league table before. Manchester City did, so yeah, and they actually lost it on the last day of the season in that 2-2 draw with Arsenal. So yeah, lots of little fixture things there. If Arsenal had won, they would have finished above us. If Chelsea won, they would have won the league. So it's a pretty good result for us, let's say that. Okay, well, Sean Sleeth got on the score sheet once again, and Lukaku got himself a brace, picking up a penalty in the 71st minute. Very impressive win there, with Sleeth picking up a couple of assists as well, I think. Yeah, that aided towards his Young Player of the Season award. Young Players Player of the... yeah, whatever it was. We then won the next game against Southampton, another 3-1 result. Our last 3 league games were all 3-1 victories. This one came at home. Sean Sleeth with another brace for himself. Lukaku also on the score sheet. Moreno got sent off right at the end of the game, but another man of the match performance for Sean Sleeth there with a 9.1 match rating as well. Again, pretty much why he won the award, although he's been pretty good all season. This, of course, was his first season at the club. He's pretty much 19 years old for the whole time. And yeah, this final result clinched the 4th position Champions League spot for us. Was a 3-1 victory against Queen's Park Rangers. Lukaku with a brace, Sean Sleeth on the score sheet once again. Kagawa got one back to equalise at the time. And yeah, we played them off the park. They came last. Poor QPR got relegated. Just like real life, I suppose. And of course, just then you guys saw the FA Cup final. Let's not talk about that one, eh? So yeah, we are in the Champions League next season. Of course, we're going to have to qualify through the last qualifying round, the playoff, I think it's called. So that'll be interesting. Hopefully we can make the group stage. If we don't make the group stage, I'm just going to be so depressed. It's going to be just a horrible, horrible thing to sit through, especially for you guys to sit through and watch. Oh, that would be bad. Anyway, that's next season. Let's continue with the end of season review. We'll go into the stats here. Okay, as per usual, Romelu Lukaku was the top performer of our team with a 7.56 rating, 31 appearances for 31 goals. Of course, he managed to get that goal in the game against Arsenal, which was an FA Cup final. But anyway, Sean Sleeth, number 2 player. Of course, we also had Gonzalo Fernandez in there, who was out on loan at Feyenoord. Played very well on loan. He will be taking McCarthy's position next season. And McCarthy himself was actually the third best performer in the team this year. Of course, I mentioned he actually wanted to leave. He wanted to join Chelsea because they were interested in him. And I said, I said if they put a bid in that is appropriate to your valuation, I'll sell you. And they never put a bid in. He got really angry. Said I broke him promises, and yeah, decided to sell him. Very good player, but I'm not the type of person you really want to, whinge and moan to. So yeah, he finished on a 7.29. Of course, Sleeth was a 7.44 with 15 goals, and I think if we go into his stats, he had a lot of assists actually. 35 games in the Premier League, 11 goals, 16 assists, and a 6 Man of the Match awards with a 7.48 in the league. That is really good. Really happy with his return. 21 million spent on him. I think that's money well spent, especially considering his age. I mean, he is only going to get better. He's just turned 20, probably about a month ago. So yeah, he's going to have a very bright future. Then we had Leighton Baines, who was next up, the captain. 22 games played, 7.23 match rating. Campbell's behind there, 38 games played, 7.22. And then you got Barkley also behind, 39 games played, 7.20 match rating. Oviedo, of course, took Leighton Baines' starting position, and he got a 7.18 himself. Didn't have too many good games at the start, and then Leighton Baines started to dip off, and Oviedo started playing well, so yeah, got his position. Romagnoli had 43 starts, no sub-appearances, 1 goal scored, and a 7.17. Again, pretty decent return there from a player I brought in. Still quite young as well, so I'm happy with that. Noah Golov, a 7.14, 14 starts, 10 subs, 5 goals. And the last player I should really mention is Christian Ramirez. 22 games started, 9 sub-appearances, managed to score 21 goals, was the highest goal scorer in the FA Cup. I think he actually broke the record, and he got a 7.09, coming up with some very important goals while Lukaku was injured. We've got a few more players down here that didn't play too well, but were fairly consistent throughout the season. Players like Stones, he got a 7.05. Rabiot, 7.00. Yeah, fairly consistent. Mellum wasn't too good, 6.90 in 21 starts, 12 sub-appearances. Delofer didn't play too much, 17 starts, 17 sub-appearances. And then we got players like Howard retiring, so yeah, hopefully we did him proud, finally made the Champions League. Would have been nice to actually send him off with a FA Cup, but oh well. I don't really care, I'm just happy with Champions League, to be honest. We've actually got a fairly decent budget as well going into next season. As you can see, we've got a 35 million budget at the moment, and we've got about 200 or so K in wages. Of course, we're also expanding the stadium, which the Champions League is really going to help with that financially as well. And yeah, that's about it for this review, guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. As you can see by the team competitions here, we didn't actually win anything, which looks bad, but I would consider this season a massive success. We lost the Europa League in the first knockout round. That disappointing shootout against Moscow in the second leg, which we absolutely dominated them in. Finished 4th, that should be green because that was my goal, and I achieved it. Runners-up in the FA Cup versus Arsenal. And yeah, the less said about the Capital One Cup, the better. That's going to be it for this episode, guys. Hopefully you can drop a like for a pretty good season in my books. and I'll see you in the preseason episode for next season. Goodbye, guys.